Hi, this is Tim from the Repair Shop, and today we're starting the restoration of a new Blickensderfer number 5. And this is always the most exciting time, is when we open it up for the first time to really see what we have to work with. For those of you who are new to the Repair Shop, this is Oscar and Oliver, my two mascots, and Daniel is my trusty cameraman. So we just picked this up today. It just arrived. It's a Blickensderfer number 5. One of the primary reasons we purchased this one is, if you notice, it's got the original tag from the retailer, and it says it's from St. Louis, Missouri. If you turn around here, you'll see that we just finished one that also has the same tag in it, and it is sitting right here. It's nearly finished. It is a number 6. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to have two machines from the same retailer. So I'm carefully going to lift this out and set it off to the side. And I always take a look at the case to see, what it can tell me as far as any goodies that are inside. And one of the things that excited me is when I saw that it had the case here is actually attached to the case, and inside there is a second wheel, a second type wheel. But the other thing I thought was interesting is this piece of foam obviously is here in the case. This Blickensderfer came from, the lady said her great-grandfather was the original owner. So I have no way to substantiate that, no reason to doubt it. And so we're going to go with that for right now. So it was purchased here in St. Louis, she said. So we're going to set this off to the side, swap these two out, move the case out of the way, so we can see what we have. So one of the first things I like to do is just pour the bar down. And first of all, let's see, is the carriage seized? And it is not. Oh, I see the scale there is not attached, so be careful with that. So it does have some tension, and it is moving. But one of the issues is, on this side, it's not as tight. So there does appear to be some issues with the top keys on the right-hand side, which we'll take a look at. As you can see, it is quite dirty. I haven't decided if this is going to be a restoration project or if we'll be using just for parts. And one of the things that's going to determine that is how successful we are in removing these top screws so we can take the head off. For those of you who are new to working on antique machines, it is extremely important that you have screwdrivers that actually fit the screws. I would not recommend using stuff you bought at Harbor Freight. They do have, if you ask other guys in the groups, they will have recommendations for screwdriver sets that work very well specifically just for typewriters. I've been restoring antique mechanical items made before 1920 now for 20 years. Most of the tools I have are for sewing machines, slot machines, fans, etc. So they do work pretty well. But if I get in a pinch, then I'll wait until I have the right tool to get it off. As we can see, these here are quite tight. I'm not even going to try to take those off until they have been soaked. Normally, I would start off, I do not have my rust buster, but I'm just going to soak these for right now in a little WD-40, and we'll let that sit overnight and see what happens. It is interesting to see that the bottom row works, but rows 1 and 2 on the right don't. So it's probably just a misalignment issue from something on the inside. But unfortunately, we won't know that until we get the tops off. One of the things that's really important every time I start a new project is to make sure I have my workspace set up. As you can see, I've cleaned my worktop. This is my primary worktop, and this is where I'll be taking stuff apart. But after that, it'll come over here to the ultrasonicator. If you don't have one of these, they run anywhere from $100 to $200. For me, this saves a tremendous amount of time, and as you see, I've changed the water in it. Before I put anything in it, I'll put 2 or 3 drops of Dawn dishwashing liquid, as well as just standard jewelry cleaner. And what I find is that degreases all the parts very, very well. Once they're in there for 20 minutes, they come out here to dry. Once they are dried, they'll come over here, where first they'll get hit with a coarse head and it's not very coarse at all. This is like a black or maybe a blackhead on a Dremel. So it's a very light sand, a little stronger than quad knot steel wool, but it won't scratch the metal. And for final polishing, then I just put this on the top of my, and we swap those back and forth. So once those are done, once the piece is cleaned, it'll come over here and it'll get laid out. And from there, it'll come back over to this table for reassembly. If you look over on the side there, behind that, you can see that I don't always get them reassembled before I start the next project. There's usually 2 or 3 different projects going on here at the workshop. And as you can see, we've got a number of sewing machines that we are currently, most of these are all done. And there are additional Hammonds and typewriters that we have upstairs. So this is the first video we're going to make. Many people have asked if I can make a video showing every step of the process, and this is step 1. Later on this week, I'll be posting video number 2, which will show me taking the machine apart, starting with those screws on the head. Until next time, this is Tim.